Alright everyone, welcome back to No Man's Sky. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault, and today we're going to look at the Exobiology Expedition, which is now in a Redux mode for a couple weeks. We got 10 days left at the time of making this. This is the day after Thanksgiving. I'm working on it. And we're going to look at it in a way to do this as quickly and as efficiently as possible, so you're not just kind of running around like a madman trying to figure everything out, right? So we'll go through this initial little opening part here, let it do its thing. Looks like we're underwater.
Geokinetic system online. Aerial propulsion jetpack online. Multi-tool and mining laser attachment operational. User initialization sequence complete.
Alright, so it has begun. It's cold. We're underwater. And our ship is a little distance away, so we're going to head over to our ship first off. That's going to be our main goal. Once we get to the ship, then we will look at everything that's involved in this mission once we're somewhere safe. And yeah, it's a little bit of a hike. I have to go across the water again, but that's okay. Start off this little Gek guy. Check him out with his goofy hat. But there's a lot involved in this. This mission focuses on companions. So adopting creatures and whatnot. We're going to look at that. See exactly what's involved so we can be as efficient as possible. The mission is Redux. I never did the original, so I missed out on that. I wasn't playing at the time it came out, so I don't know what's different. My understanding, Sean Murray stated they were designed to be, go a lot quicker, because I think the original expeditions run for approximately 6 weeks or so, something like that. This is only running for 2, and again, we're down to 10 days now. Came out, 11 days, so yeah, they don't run for a long, long time. So you're going to want to get to this as soon as you can. So our ship's busted up, of course. And that's our first thing we wanted to do, is get to it. We're going to go ahead and get inside of it. And, we got to fix some stuff up. So that's all good. But first off, let's look at the expedition itself and see what we need to do. We need to ride a companion. We can collect this award. We'll go ahead and do that now. Why not? Take a photo of our companion. We have to leave the planet, reach the first rendezvous, induce a companion egg, visit a lush world, leave this lifeless system. We're in a lifeless system, which sucks. So a lot of these are going to be real easy to do right off the bat. As soon as we repair our launch thing and get all of our ship stuff repaired, we'll be leaving the planet. We'll be leaving this system, heading towards that first rendezvous point. And hopefully there's a lush world in that system. If there is, we'll be getting that. And if I'm not mistaken, let's hop on out. As you can see, we already have an egg. So we have a companion already. You start with that, which is fantastic. So we can go ahead and look at him. We can pat him. He's got about a half hour until he can induce an egg, which is a lot quicker than your normal setup goes. We'll go ahead and grab a little carbon so we can feed him. And we're going to need to repair that ship. So that's our main focus right now, is going to be repairing that ship and getting it to launch. We need carbon for carbon nanotubes, that sort of stuff. I believe we also need a hermetic seal, which uses condensed carbon. Let's see. Yeah, and we start with a portable refiner, which is awesome. So for the starship, the hydrogen jelly, pure ferrite, a hermetic seal, metal plating. Oh, we don't need carbon nanotubes, so we got to focus on ferrite dust. And here, there should be plenty in here. Get all these little rocks. Just get tons and tons of this stuff. Now, it's not very glorious, is it? Of course, the mining beam sucks in the beginning. Now, don't worry about augmentations and all that. You will get those awarded to you throughout these missions. So that'll be a huge help. A little more carbon over here. I think right over here. Yeah, we got it. Perfect. Some dihydrogen to pick up. There's some boxes over there. We're going to go ahead and open those up, see what we get out of it. Inventory management is kind of important early in this. You know what, dude? I'm sorry, but you are going to get dismissed right now because you're just getting in the way. All right. We're going to need to ride him for a bit, so we'll pop him out from time to time when we need to do some traveling. Let's get all this dihydrogen up here. And we'll go over here real quick. We'll grab a little bit of rusted metal. Some more carbon. Oh, look at that dihydrogen jelly. And a little ammo. Cool. I don't even think we have bolt caster yet. Alright, so got some goodies here. So let's go ahead and make our first metal plating. And we'll make our first... We need pure ferrite too. Okay. Let's go ahead and start processing some stuff. So we'll throw down our refiner. Slap a little bit of carbon in it. We'll make some condensed carbon. And while that's cooking up, we're going to go get a little bit more carbon. We don't have a lot. We kind of screwed ourselves up there. So we'll just have to punch. Okay. Now we got enough to get going. Yeah, don't do that. I think that's the first time in this game I've run out of carbon. That's kind of funny. So if that does happen to you, if you make that silly mistake, punch a tree a couple times just like in Ark, get yourself a little carbon. We may as well scan these plants too because you do get some bonus stuff there like oxygen. Alright. See, that little 4 carbon we had got us a lot more, so that's good. Definitely going to need oxygen. But yeah, like I said, this is a lifeless system, so it's complete. There's really no reason to stick around here longer than you have to. I don't even know if there's a space station here. We'll check that out real quick and see. Sometimes these lifeless systems have no space station. Sometimes they just have that abandoned one. But if there is one here, we'll check it out just to get it marked. So if we need to return here for any reason, we can. I don't recommend going to systems that you don't need to. Just kind of stick to the path that the game leads you on, because I think they pretty much provide everything you need within those systems. And we're going to look at some stuff that we can get ahead of time, you know, before we even get to those parts of the game. So we got our condensed carbon. Now we wanted some pure ferrite, so we'll get that going. It only takes 16 seconds, which is great. Then we're going to have to fuel up the ship to get off the planet, but that's okay. Let's double check, make sure we got everything we need. Oh, the hermetic seal we're going to need. Let's go ahead and make that real quick. Alright. So here we go. That was great finding that. And we do have a little bit of launch fuel, so we don't have to sweat that right off the bat. Let's get the hell out of here and we'll leave this garbage planet. Really no reason to stick around that I can think of. And we'll head out into space a little bit. Yeah, there is a space station here, so we'll go to that, even though it's an abandoned one, I'm sure. Yeah. You can see how the space station's spelled kind of funny. Stack, you know, whatever. But we're going to go there just to mark this system, basically, and have it in our records. Pulse engine, we got a little tritium, so we'll go ahead and fill that up. We'll have to get some more down the road. But as you can see, we reached our spaceship. We lifted off so we can collect those awards real quick. That gives us the auto charger, 2-wire looms, and solar mirror plans, which is great. Gold, silver, and chromatic metal required for that, which is fine. Go ahead and move this rocket launcher over here. Antimatter, solar mirror. So we're definitely going to need some oh, there's activated indium on this planet. We're going to grab some activated indium while we're here because we need a lot of chromatic metal, and activated indium has a good rate of becoming that when we put it through the processor. So let's go ahead and find some, and then we'll go to the space station. Definitely got to hit that up before we leave the system, but we don't have terrain manipulator, but we need carbon nanotubes and dihydrogen jelly for that. That shouldn't be too tough. Let's see, dihydrogen jelly and 2 nanotubes. Alright, we got that. Now we'll just hopefully find some of that wonderful activated indium. Oh, this planet looks awful. That looked like it might be some. Well, we're going to have to land, I guess. Oh, wait a minute. Or are we going to get lucky? Come on, get me lucky here. Let's see what this is. If this is activated indium, we're in great shape. Alright. And it is. And this is an extreme hazard planet. Let's switch immediately to our terrain manipulator. We landed close by, which is great. Go ahead and get as much of this stuff as we can. So we're going to need quite a bit of chromatic metal early on. And this will be the way to do it. We're going to need to put in our warp drive too. You saw that we're going to need to warp out of here. We don't have a warp drive in the ship yet, so we can go to Hell Plant. There we go. And lots of silica powder, which I don't know if that'll be of any use to us. I don't believe there's any base building required. Use of glass or anything like that, so we'll use it basically to charge the terrain manipulator over and over again. So one thing I like about the terrain manipulator and the silica powder is you, no matter what you're mining, you always get some silica powder back, and that helps you keep your train manipulator charge, so you should never run out. And I would never waste ferrite dust or magnetized pure ferrite, any of that stuff, on charging this thing, because it's just not when you got silica dust literally everywhere. All right, let's get over here real quick because we're suffering. Take a look. Toxic protection build up, and into here we got 455. That's cool. Gives a little extra ferrite dust. We don't have much in the way of oxygen, so we're gonna have to look for some oxygen, but that's okay. Put that refiner down, slap it, boom, boom, a little carbon in it, activated indium, and look at that, we're gonna get 1820 chromatic metal, which should be more than enough to get us rolling. All right, so back to the multi-tool. What do we have here? We have a bolt caster we can install. We're not really interested right now. We can install an oxygen recycler, which would be a big help, but we're not going to do that yet on the Starship. Let's go ahead and put in the launch auto charger. We'll go ahead and throw the wiring looms in there. And we'll also put in the hyperdrive. And I think we can make, yeah. So we can make microprocessors. Again, chromatic metals needed, so you saw why I jumped and got a bunch. Solar mirrors, chromatic metal needed. Gold and silver as well. We'll get that as soon as we leave the planet. We'll head into an asteroid field, gather that up, and we'll get all those things built real quick. There's our chromatic metal. Yeah, that was fast. Alright, so back to this. Antimatter times 5. We're going to need more carbon for that. And I think it's carbon, condensed carbon to be exact. So let's go ahead and farm up a bunch of carbon real quick. While we're here, we got plenty. A little extra ferrite dust, I don't mind. Are you ready for that thing? Alright. I know, don't give up on me. There we go. I got a storm coming in, so that's fine. We'll be getting back into the ship shortly. Just gather a little more carbon. Just until the ship comes, or the storm comes. The more the merrier. Now you can do this on multiplayer. I did it on single player for filming purposes. It makes life easier. You don't have to worry about other people jumping into the game, or you got full control over everything going on. But yeah, play it on multiplayer. It's cool. All right, so now we're gonna make some condensed carbon. So put that in there. Drop our portable fella again, throw that in there. I'll throw half the carbon in. Let it process up real quick, does not take long. The quicker you do all this stuff, and just kind of try to prepare yourself ahead of time, the better. And I'll show you why when we get out of this system and head to the first system with some life forms in it. We'll see why we're doing all this. So I don't know if we can make 5 excuse me, antimatter yet, but we're going to try. Yep, we sure can. And in the solar mirrors, we need silver and gold. So we're going to have to leave the system for that. Okay. I think that's all we were really constructing at the moment, right? Yeah. Alright, so let's leave the system, or not the system, but let's leave the planet. Get into an asteroid belt. Hopefully there's one close by. And we were heading over to the space station, so we're going to do that too. Alright, good. Here we go. Asteroid time. Of course, you start off with a crappy photon cannon. But we do need the tritium for traveling, so we'll get what we can on that. Get plenty of silver. The gold will be a little harder to come by. With just a basic photon cannon, I don't recommend holding it down because it will overheat. Just kind of keep tapping that X button. You have enough as much silver as possible. Tritium hyperclusters are great. You might get those gold nuggets, which are great because they'll break down into regular gold. Gold's going to be a little hard to come by. There's a gold nugget. And we got 13 gold as well. Stay in here and do this as long as you want. You can sell the excess gold and silver for units if you want. That's up to you. I'm pretty sure these expeditions are designed to be played through, especially the Redux version, in such a way that you really don't need to buy a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to be buying ships. I'm not going to be buying freighters and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to be buying pieces, using salvage data to buy stuff to build big bases and all that. I don't plan on keeping this character, and if you plan on keeping a character, then by all means do whatever you want with it because it'll benefit you in the long run. But for me, this is just to get this expedition done. So I'll be ready for the next one. Alright, 2 solar mirrors. Can we do it? Oh, we're still short on gold, huh? But that should fix that. Yep. Alright, so this puppy, we did the wiring looms, we got that. Now we don't have to worry about charging up our ship anymore for launch fuel, which is, it might not seem like a big deal, but let me tell you, it is a big help. Alright, while we're landing, we're going to look at what's next. So we need a photo of our companion, leave the lifeless system, which we're going to do next. That's our main goal right now, is to leave this lifeless system. Now, one thing on PlayStation, when you want to take a photo of your companion, you have to get to the point where it wants you to try to upload it. Now, you don't have to upload it, but it wants you to do that for it to register. You can't just take a picture. And let me tell you, that was one of the most frustrating things in this game, was not knowing that until I looked into it a little bit more, and I'm like, are you kidding me? We'll grab a little nanites. If we got anything to buy or sell here, $1,500, not much. Can't even afford a wiring loom. And nothing really worth selling. Alright. We're going to boogie. And we're going to go to the galactic map and plan out our next jump, which is going to take us to a new system. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it there in one jump. Oh, wait, did we do the... We didn't do the warp drive yet. See? Microprocessors. 5. So I need 5 nanotubes for that. Got them. And you saw how we had plenty of chromatic metal. Now we got a warp drive, but we don't have any fuel in it, so let's go ahead and make it antimatter. Oxygen. I didn't see if there was any for sale up here. Let's take a quick look. I know we can make oxygen into carbon, but there's no way to make carbon into oxygen, so hopefully we'll have some oxygen for sale in here. I didn't notice. Yeah, it's a big fat negative. Alright, we're going to have to go planet side again. This time to gather some oxygen. Don't forget oxygen when you leave in the planet. Make sure you got at least enough to make an antimatter housing. That would have sped things up immensely had I planned ahead for that. Of course we didn't. Well, let's take a look. I don't think we have any really good planets in this system. We got a poisonous, a barren, radioactive, and a cold. I do have a little protection against the cold. But you know what? We're right here. We don't need a ton. We're just going to go right on down. We'll kill, look for the red oxygen plants or the aggressive plants, like the ones that look like a Venus flytrap or like the little whip arm, and then the ones that explode into a poisonous burst or a cloud. You can just tear those down with the mining beam and get some oxygen real quick, and that's going to be our goal here as soon as we land, is to get some delicious, wonderful, life-giving oxygen. Huh. And there's a drop pod. I don't know if we'll be able to activate it at all, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and pop that off, see if there's any O2 around. There is. I'm not even going to concern myself with that. I'm not going to waste the time. We do get some bonus stuff. Exosuit slots and starship slots, slots for your little tool there, your little multi-tool. So all of that stuff helps. And I think it's going to give us enough of that to make it so that's really kind of unnecessary to do the rest. And again, now if you're playing to keep this character, then by all means, if you find a drop pod, go for it. Do what you got to do. Take your time. You got 10 full days. It's a lot of time. It should be more than enough. Do we have enough yet? Antimatter housing. All right, well, I need 5 more, so we'll get that from here. And here's one of those plants I was telling you about, so thank you for the oxygen. We will take it. Looks like there's another oxygen plant way over there, but we really don't need it at this point. Okay, we got 2 of them here. Cool. All right, so we're heading back to our ship. Let's go ahead and make that while we're thinking of it. And, oh yeah, the antimatter's on the ship. Go back to the ship. Activated indium on this planet as well. So yeah, I highly recommend stopping and getting a decent amount of activated indium, because that's going to get you, as you saw, 4-to-1 ratio on making chromatic metal is fantastic. Oh no, we're suffering, we're hurting. Get on the ship. I don't want to waste the sodium right now. Alright, we're on the ship. We have a warp cell. We'll power up that warp drive. And we're booking out of this system and we're going to wherever we need to go to next. Can I make another one? Because that's not a lot, 25%. Yeah, we'll make a second one. And we're going to pop that in there. I don't want to have to be scrambling a little bit later on. Now, you don't have to do everything in one area before you go to the next area. Oh, good, one jump. So, you don't have to do everything in your first part of the expedition before you do everything in the second part, and so on and so forth. You'll get stuff that finishes up in later parts of the story based on what you do a lot. It happens quite a bit. So don't worry about doing it all in order, but you definitely want to do it all in order. I'll tell you, one of the things that'll make life so much easier is to look ahead. So we went to light speed, which is great. We got that. Got a real space station here. And let's see what we got for the light speed thing from the expedition. We got a new product recipe. Yay! I think it gives us some of those cores too. Yeah, 3 warp hyper cores, the plans, and a powerful pulse engine upgrade. So first things first, I am popping this in. Just because it makes things a little bit easier, better boost, and you know, all that good stuff. Make sure you get the bonus by putting it next to another one. So you get that adjacency bonus. We're running up over here real quick, and we're going to go ahead and grab if there's any missions that require killing animals or anything, that'll give us some kind of good bonuses. Kill 13 creatures. Perfect. And what did we have for upgrades? We have 2 ship upgrades, and that's it. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade this ship. I do not plan on getting another ship unless it forces me to, and I don't believe it does. Because like I said, I'm not planning on keeping this character, so what's the point, right? So we're going to go ahead and upgrade this starship. We'll do 2 to the general storage for now. As we have some room left in technology, so that's good. Now let's take a look at our expedition and see some of the different stuff we can do. So we ride a companion, no problem. Visit a lush world. So is there a lush world in this system? Rainy planet, verdant planet, shard, paradise. So you got 3 choices here, and a lot of these are going to have creatures on them. So that's kind of cool too. So let's see, what else do we have to do here? So we'll be able to knock that one out. We'll be able to take a photo of our companion on any planet. That's fine. Induce a companion egg, but that'll be ready here by the next episode. Reach the first rendezvous. We'll be doing that in this system. And we can easily ride a companion for 850 U. So all that'll be cleared up here very quickly. Earn complete trust from a companion. Well, with just some food and petting, we can do that in this section here. Adopt a beetle companion. Not sure if there's any in the system. If there aren't, there will be in the next system, I'm sure. Genetically modify a companion egg. So that egg that we do induce, we don't want to hatch right away. We're going to hold on to it till we get to the anomaly, and then we can enhance it. Take a photo of 10 ground creatures. We'll have to keep an eye out for a group of 10 ground creatures. To keep an eye out for flying creatures and discover them when we're on each of these planets. And feed a group of 8 creatures. So we're going to need to find a planet that has a decent amount of creatures that you can feed by throwing the creature pellets on the ground. That'll knock that out. While we're feeding these creatures, dung samples. Yeah, we'll have to pick up their dung. And we're going to have to adopt 3 companions. Okay, that'll take a little bit, but I wonder if we can adopt and throw away companions. We've already got 1. We've got a second slot open, so maybe try and adopt a crap one and then dump them and then adopt another and see if that works. Discover creatures on a swamp world. Discover 4 aquatic creatures. Survive the clutches of a deep sea horror. Earn 200,000 units for discovering a creature. That means we're going to have to upgrade our little scanner. We skip this. Reach the 3rd rendezvous. Gather 3 types of eggs. So there are tall eggs, creature eggs, and giant eggs. So we're going to keep an eye out and scan creatures as we go. Any of them that do provide eggs, we'll feed them and collect those eggs to get a heads up on that. Explore specific environments. So there's 5 of them involved in this, and let's take a look at them. Radioactive, airless, unusual, swamp, and volcanic. So we're going to have to look at these planets, you know, as we go around, make sure we explore those types of planets as we go to each system. Bake a cake. Oh, we get the nutrient process. Okay, I was wondering about that. And then impress Kronos. So once we bake the cake, we'll impress Kronos. This looks like it gives us everything we need to bake a basic cake. So that's fine. I haven't baked a cake in a while. I couldn't tell you. Phase 5, reach final rendezvous and visit a world inhabited by 13 species. I'm sure that'll come. Fly on a companion for 2,000 U. Discover an exotic creature. That won't be hard. We'll just have to look for one of those glitch-type planets. Earn Explorers Guild standing 0 of 5. So we're going to have to look for missions that give us Explorer Guild standing bonuses. Excavate ancient bones, that's a pain in the butt, but no big deal. We'll find a planet with it and meet a deep space sentience. So that probably involves a anomaly detector. Alright, well, we're going to wrap up episode 1 of the Exobiology Expedition Redux once over. As always, I'm Captain Beefy. If you haven't done so, drop a like on the video if it was a help at all. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Until then, peace.